See, anything in life is passion, right? And I think if you try to do, and before we get into it, if you try to do an industry or a business purely to make money, I think you'll be very short-lived. Right? So if your pride, if your love, if your passion, if what you're good at is part of what you do, you can learn everything around it.
Our design philosophy is really about, I would say, pushing boundaries, right? So when you create footwear, you never know where it ends at the end, right? So you start with a concept, you start with an idea, but you never know where it ends, right? So our goal is always to go the extra mile, really pushing the limits, really getting the most out of the product, the most out of the design, and really meeting the players, the athletes, the target customer needs at the end.
I also think it's important to meet the consumer where they're at, but also be able to push them a little bit beyond that. Knowing where like a consumer wants to be and pushing them there too quickly is maybe too scary for that consumer, and meeting them where they're at is maybe too basic. So it's really like finding that middle ground and being able to like pinpoint it and push and pull until you like really find that perfect point. Karan and Karthik took us around to those different areas and sort of walked us through these different games. We were able to see like how games are played on top of games, and then just down the street it would be something completely different, which was awesome.
We did like a bunch of interviews in Mumbai for days, right? Talking to 30, 40 players, taking all their feedback, what are they expecting, and then of course getting Sachin on board and getting his feedback and his needs and what he sees is really valuable for the next generation of cricket footwear. And all of this formed like a target performance concept, let's say.
We have been able to access over 100,000 healthy feet scans to help us engineer the exact form and function of the insole.
But even the person who's not a world-class athlete has health goals, right? They have specific problems to solve, right? And I think the beauty of the Activewear is that there is a lot to gather in terms of insights of the persona. Are we trying to bring a first-time active person into being active? Are we trying to take a world-class athlete a little bit further, right? And they are in between. So when you actually classify that, we have the human side of it, and then there is also the material side of it, right? So there are lots of material science innovations that we can bring into this fore that can be specific.
So we went back to Berlin and we incorporated all this feedback, all these requirements into a technical concept first, right? And after having the technical concepts, the features that we wanted, the technologies that we wanted, we started creating the visual concept around it. And the visual concept was, again, bringing this performance aspect into an aesthetically super pleasing, lifestyle-inspired product.
We wanted to use all of that research to be inspired by the consumer and their environment, to be able to develop these product pillars and really the whole aesthetic of the brand. Not necessarily just like inspired by architecture or like one part of culture, but why is that important to this consumer, and how will it help them feel connected to it?
What we do in the lab is we try to quantify that experience as best as possible. We apply both mechanical and material type testing along with psychometric and experimental research. We mix those two together, testing in the lab to figure out how the changes in both form and material influence the overall comfort and fit of the shoe and insole.
Design plays a huge part. The science comes in when you have a design vision and then you have a missing solution to a problem, right? We need sweat absorption to be this. We need abrasion to be less than this, right? So science brings you the solutions, but design finally empathizes with the consumer, brings in the right blend and delivers it in a way that is irresistible.